Well, hey everybody, it's Martika. Welcome to my channel and welcome to week 2 of our Sewing Room Spring Clean Challenge. So this one, we are talking about tools and notions. How many of you are so overloaded that you have continued to rebuy things that you already have when it comes to tools and notions? I'll be the first, okay? So if you are just joining this channel for the first time, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. And right now we are in the middle of clearing out our sewing rooms and getting them organized into a space where we feel so good and so free to come and just enjoy our sewing journey. And if you are returning, welcome back. And I hope that you are following along and getting those sewing rooms together. Now, if you are new here and you want to join in on this challenge, go ahead and feel free to jump right in. You can even watch last week's video where we started by clearing our surfaces. So let me start with me. I got my surfaces cleaned, and not just cleared off, you guys. I'm talking about clearing them off, making myself a drop zone, to where I clear things off. I put up a shelf that I I won't say found, it's been in my sewing room, but I finally took it out of the box and put it together. Well, it is in the hallway and it is my drop zone for things that I'm going to find a home for and put away later. Okay, so I had to have somewhere to put these things. So I did that. I cleared all of my surfaces and I took my disinfectant spray and I gave everything a really, really nice wipe down. Now my wood top surfaces, I just used the wood polisher, for those, so that they would look nice and shiny and ready to go when I'm ready to put my decor back on them. So now that my sewing surfaces, my sewing table, my cutting table, all of these things are clear, you guys, my mind began to literally roll in the mode for sewing. Okay, so I even started going through some patterns of mine because I had been saying that I need more tops, especially like some really cute spring and summer tops. So I started just even going through my patterns when I wasn't even too much doing that before, because I couldn't really get into the sewing mood. I was just kind of doing what I needed, a little bit of it, but right now I'm ready to sit at that sewing machine. Speaking of sewing machine, I took my sewing machine and I wiped it down. I took off the plate where the bobbin sits. I got my little handheld vacuum and I started vacuuming it out, and I did so much until I had to put it on the charger. Okay, so luckily I did finish the majority of it, but it was nothing that I could not handle, because once it died, I politely went and got some Q-tips and put them on down there, and those Q-tips was catching that dust like crazy, all of that lint and everything like crazy. So my sewing machine is like shining and it is feeling brand new right now. So I am so excited about getting on to this next part where we are going through our notions and our tools, and we are kind of like seeing what we have and we are organizing them. Okay, so let's go ahead and start breaking these down, and I have quite a few that's going to help you get this under control. So the first thing we want to do is we want to gather all of our scissors, our rotary cutters, and our seam rippers. Okay, so if you have several of those, go ahead and get them all out. Even the duplicates, just bring them all out, put them all into a box or a tray or somewhere where you know that they are all together. The next thing I want you to do is we are going to sort our tools by the type and the frequency of using them. How often do we use these things? Okay, now this may be like your marking pens, of course, your scissors or your trimmers, your rotary colors, whatever, you kind of want to lay them out. Use one of your surfaces that you've cleared off that you can clearly see everything, okay? And then you want to also check for dull, broken, or duplicate tools. Okay, at this point, this is where you can start kind of setting those duplicate tools aside and making some type of home for those duplicate tools, like a backup box or a backup drawer or something like that, so that all of your tools aren't just sitting around and just crowding up your area. So I do have like some backup scissors and things like that. Actually some extra scissors that I had picked up at one time because they were on clearance, and they were some really good scissors, even just for cutting patterns. So I have like a backup drawer for those things. So go ahead, go through those things as well. And then we also want to organize our ruler. We want to organize our templates, that our templates that we use for pattern cutting and things like that, and our measuring tools, any measuring tools, measuring tapes, curved rulers, straight rulers, yardstick, whatever. What is it? The retractable tape measures that you can put in your purse. If you have those sitting around in your room, put those all together with your measuring items. And by the way, if you're wondering where I'm looking at my notes, okay? So just letting you know, this is not all in my head. Your girl got to read the notes, okay? So something else you want to also do is group your needles, your clips, the little plastic clips that you might clip your pattern pieces together, your pins. I got lots of them, and even your marking tools together, because those kind of go together. All right. Now, if you have many of all of those things, then separate your marking tools and your pins and clips and templates in needles in another place. And that is how I am. I have to put all my needles in one section, my pins, and clips in another section, and then my marking tools in another section, okay, of this cleared off surface. And then what you want to do is, this is where you want to start your storing them away in a way that works for you. And I am going to show you some things that I picked up. But before I do that, I'm going to finish out this list. So you want to store your everyday tools in a place where it's close to you and it's easy for you to reach and grab when you need it, and where it's easy for you to also put away. Okay, so that's what you want to do. Create a home for your most used tools. And then you want to kind of start categorizing these things. Label your drawers, your bins, if you're using trays. Label those things, especially if you have like a label maker. I actually have my Dymo label maker right here. Okay, so this is like a oldie but goodie, but it definitely works when it comes to making labels. So you can label your drawers, you can label your bins, or whatever, however you want to do them, so that you know what is where if need be. And then you want to also make your tool storage quick and easy wherever it sits. Okay, that way you can get to it fast, whether it's in the same room or it's in another room or in a closet or in a basement. You want to kind of put these things away to where you can utilize them quickly if you need them, and you don't have to dig through things. So that, like, for instance, that same shelf that I am using for my catch-all right now for everything that I'm clearing off, that will eventually be housed in my closet in my sewing room, and it will be a place, for my smaller little bins and things like that to be put away on, where I can just grab them easily. Okay, so that is what I mean. So that is what we are doing this week. Now, just to give you an example of what my tools and notions look like right now. Now, my thread, I have thread on the wall, I have thread in my drawers. They're all in a condensed place, but I would love to have them all in one place. But my extras, they're put away, and it's okay. But when it comes to like my pins, and I got clips here, I got tailor's chalk here. I just got all kind of stuff going on in this bin, okay? I got marking pen refills. I got a retractable measuring tape here. I got a little bit of everything. Although it's in this little bin, it was great while it lasted, and it serves the purpose of keeping things, in one place. But I'm tired of digging. Okay, so I'm ready for everything to be put away where it needs to be. Another bin I have here is this bin. Okay, I have like pins. I have my little tomato with pins in it. I have my safety pins. I got like hand sewing needles. I got this whole little contraption here, with things in it. Just all kind of different stuff. My buttonhole making kit. I need this stuff, separated, and so that I feel more organized when I am sewing. So that is what, that's just a couple of them. All right. I have some more over there that I can go through. But what I did today is I went to a store that we have locally here called Daiso. And I know that there are several other areas that have this same store. And I said, you know what? I don't know if they do, but I know that they have all types of storage bins. So I am going to go and get a couple of them. I wanted the acrylic, the clear acrylic, with lids or drawers or something. And I found something that I believe will work. So first one that I got was, let me show you this one first, because this is what I saw first, was this little cute acrylic 3-drawer bin. Okay, a 3-drawer, what do they call it? 3 drawers case, okay? And they call it clear, but it's like, these are your drawers. The sticker is holding it together, but these are your little drawers. This is perfect for like extra pins and those safety pins. For instance, I could slide this in here, I believe, like this case of pins. And I could even slide my little case of safety pins in there. And not only that, but I can clearly see where they are. And if I need to go for some pins, some extra pins, I can do that. So that just kind of gives you an example of how this works. Once I take the sticker off, then of course the drawers were open separately, but that is one case that I got. So it is perfect for sitting over there on my shelf. The next one that I got, I didn't realize that they had this, but I was so glad. And it's a bigger storage bin. So it only has 2 drawers and not 3. I'm going to open this up so you all can see it. But I thought that this would definitely come in handy for like some of my longer pieces that I need, like for instance, marking pencils, and I'm even going to see if maybe a regular size ruler will fit in there. If not, maybe I could put some of that tailor's chalk in there, because I have a lot of tailor's chalk or something. I don't know. But as I organize these things, I can easily, that goes to show you how big that is. That's a pretty good size. And then that's the depth of it, just a little bit deeper than the smaller one. And if I need some more of these, I can go back and get some more. These were $6, okay? So not even overly expensive. So this was, and so was this. Not bad at all. So yeah, if I need some more, I could get some more, and I can even stack them, okay? And I have a feeling I'm probably gonna go back and get another one of these, but for right now, I'm just gonna work with what I got so that I'm not overbuying. And then the last one I got, I just thought that this was an amazing idea, and it might be something that you take away. Now, you might have something in your home right now that you can use for this, or you might find something at the dollar store or wherever. But I got this little case, and this is, it doesn't even have a name on here, but this is a clear, just like a one little case here, and that's what it is a case with a lid that you can open. Okay, so that is what that is. I'm going to take my Cricut cutter and label this really cute too. But what I got this for is because I am so tired of, when I am sewing, my notions that I need for the pattern just kind of get separated. Even if I throw them in my little bowl that's sitting there, I have to kind of move stuff around to find the things, whether it's buttons or hook and eyes or whatever. This is going to be my notions little case for the pattern that I'm currently sewing at the time. Okay, so whatever notions is needed, whether it's a button or a zipper or bias tape, elastic, all of that, it is going to go into this case. Okay, so that I can just set it aside, and when I am ready for that notion for the pattern I am working on, I can just grab this case and I know where my notion is without having to look through everything else for it. So that idea, just kind of came to me as I was shopping, and I'm so glad it did, because for me, I think that this is going to work out really well. And like I said, you can use any just a single case or whatever that you want for it. And it's something I can easily just set aside, put away, because it doesn't take out a lot of room at all. So yeah, just use what you have if you have something like this, or, like I said, you can go and find something like this if you choose to. But yeah, those are the ideas and things that I am incorporating in this week's challenge of going through our tools and our notions and getting things all nice and neat and organized, and maybe transferred into other containers that's going to work better for us. That is my focus this week, and I would hope that that is your focus this week if you are following along with the challenge. So let me know in the comments how last week went for you. How did it go with clearing off your surfaces? And let me know if you kind of started getting in the mojo for sewing as well, like I did. And then let me know how you feel about this week's challenge of going through your tools and notions. If you have a lot, if you don't have a lot, if you're excited about it, if you dread it, all of that good stuff. Talk to me in the comments. And be sure, everybody, be sure to like and subscribe to this channel, because you know what? We do great things over here, and we definitely keep it positive if you are looking for a positive vibe. So that is it for today, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great one. Bye-bye.